So I was pretty convinced that long distance doesn't work. But then success stories started coming in, and a lot of times they started out being long distance. Why would anyone want to limit themselves, like saying, oh, well, I'm only going to date in the same city? Sure, it's freaking convenient to do that, and it's great. Those words come into my head. They were destined to be together. I just feel it. I see it. I get like goosebumps. I get teary. It's like, oh my gosh, they were so meant to be together. It's like so clear and beautiful.
Welcome to The Vibrant Couple. I have invited Jill Crosby, owner of the Conscious Dating Network and Spiritual Singles. Jill, welcome. In part one, we talked about why more and more people are disenchanted with dating apps and why spiritual dating works. In part two, we want to talk about long distance.
A lot of our success stories do start out being long distance.
So, how do
And
you make that work?
I know, right? It's so weird because when I started this site, Spiritual Singles, 26 years ago, I was not a believer in long distance relationships because I tried it and it didn't work for me. Had some friends that tried it. It didn't work for them. So I was pretty convinced that long distance doesn't work. But then success stories started coming in, and a lot of times they started out being long distance. And if you think about it, it makes sense because your soul, I call it your soul aligned partner or your soulmate, your divine complement, if you will, it makes sense that they may not live around the corner. And I mean, they could live in another city, state, or country, really. They could be anywhere in the world. So why the heck would you want to, if the priority is meeting the person that's really your best match, why would anyone want to limit themselves, like saying, oh, well, I'm only going to date in the same city? Sure, it's freaking convenient to do that, and it's great. But I want a really good match. I don't really care where they are. You know what I mean? And you'll make the rest work. So us not having millions of members, being in more than hundreds of thousands range, it is a smaller niche site. But even so, even if it weren't, even if we had those millions, I still think the odds of meeting that one person that's so good for you, they still might not live in your area. So
My view is that there are only a handful of people crazy enough to bear with me. And so wherever she lives, who cares?
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a great attitude.
So
Yeah.
so two people meet on your site and they live a flight distance from each other, maybe an
Yeah.
ocean away from each other. So
Yeah.
how do you make that work?
Right, right. Well, and the cool thing is the technology these days is conducive. When I started, video was not so prevalent. Now, I mean, you can get on your FaceTime, your whatever. Even on our site, we have video dating, which I recommend because until you know for sure you can trust this person, like you have a really good feeling about them and you have vetted them to a certain extent, it's safer to stay on the site. I mean, we vet everybody as best we can, but still some slip through. So stay on the site, email back and forth a bit, make sure it's a go, and then schedule a video date on the site, ideally, because then you're not giving any personal information out. You're just keeping everything on the site private. And so you have a couple video dates, and as long as that goes well, then you can have video dates off the site and phone calls. And it works too because think about it, you can't get the physical touch or bed in the way of getting to know each other. Because sometimes when couples come together, when the chemistry is so good, that gets in the way, right? So with long distance dating, it can't. So they're forced to get to know each other. And being spiritually conscious people, they go deep and they ask a lot of good questions before they even meet, usually. And it depends. I've had most of the success stories I've interviewed that were long distance, which is most of them. They talk for hours a day, hours. They make time, even if they're busy, they figure it out. They make time and they could talk for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. And in that time, they're sharing, they're going through like what they've learned in their past. They're talking about their future and their dreams and what they're going might create together and making sure things align and are a good fit and it's trying to find like, well, is there anything that would be a deal breaker? Because I think that's just as important as looking for the commonalities, really trying to figure out, well, what is there anything there that wouldn't work, that would really just, nope, I rule you out completely. And getting to that as well, right? Because if you just look for the positive, you might overlook something and then somebody flies and spends the money and then they get there and then you want them to leave. And that's not ideal. You want them to stay longer, ideally.
Love this because in the first part of our interview, we talked about slowing time down. And what I'm hearing is that long distance, although it doesn't have the touch, although it doesn't have the smell, the pheromones, there
Right.
is something about slowing time down in which our attachment to basically she's the one, is he the one, somehow we slow that down and we're able to basically spot the red flags quicker and let the green flags emerge. And as a relationship coach, I firmly believe that sexual chemistry is created. The first time two people have sex together, they're exploring and they're trying what they've learned from the past. And most couples, thankfully, are much more curious and want to learn a lot more. So I'm totally seeing how that belief that I cannot do long distance actually might be something that helps a couple get to know each other better and fall in love deeper in better ways.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm thinking of Randy and Kim, for example, one of the success story couples that I've interviewed. And Randy said that he was in Boston and she was in Austin. And he looked in his area first, which is very common. You want to see who's in the general vicinity first. Why not? And then he just started like casting his net out farther and farther and looked in Texas. And he's like, and there she was.
I searched in Texas and there she was.
And oftentimes it's so powerful when a couple meets that are, I call them destined to be together, because that's when I'm interviewing them. At some point, those words come into my head. They are destined to be together. I just feel it. I see it. I get like goosebumps. I get teary. It's like, oh my gosh, they were so meant to be together. It's like so clear and beautiful and I'm always so grateful when they follow their inner guidance to follow through with someone that they feel attracted to. And when I say attracted, I don't mean just looks. I mean that whole profile, and your soul is like nudging you and going, hey, 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 pay attention, pay attention. This one's extra special. This is, yeah, your guy, your woman. So check him out, check her out. And with members on my site, and a lot of people are intuitive, psychic, very tapped in. So they know. It's like they will meet somebody and they can tell they're genuine, they're real, they're authentic. And it happens sometimes quickly. Like it just ramps up and it's like, wow, I have been waiting for you all my life. Even if they were married before, they've been waiting for this soul person, this soul match at this time of their life. And so I just really encourage people to open their minds and hearts to long distance, because it absolutely works.
So when you know, but it takes a lot of work to getting to the So we'll see you very soon in that third video on the spiritual practice of getting to that point.
Are you spiritual and single? Are you ready to meet your soul-aligned partner? I invite you to join SpiritualSingles.com. We have been helping singles become couples for the last 26 years. And it's free to join, so you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. So welcome in advance. Get on there now. Let's go.